Umberto Mucci and this is We the ItaliaNews, a podcast about Italy during coronavirus times. Today is Wednesday, December 9. The good news about a second wave of contagion is that the ratio between positives and swabs is decreasing, and yesterday it finally dropped below 10%, and we hope that the figure will be confirmed in the coming days. A report has been published on the Italians killed by COVID. 39.9%, almost 4 out of 10, of Italian deaths since the beginning of the pandemic occurred in Lombardy. The second region for number of deaths is Emilia-Romagna with 10.4%, followed by Piedmont with 10%, Veneto with 7%, Lazio with 4.5%, and Liguria with 4.3%. The different territorial distribution in the second wave has changed the proportions. From March to May, Lombardy suffered at the 47.6% of total Italian deaths, almost half of the total, to drop to 32.3% in the period June-September and 27% between October and December. Vice versa, the regions of the center-south have seen their contribution to the total victims increase. Lazio has passed from 2.4% of the first wave to 7.9% of the second, Tuscany from 3% to 6.4%, Sicily has done worse from 0.9% to 6.2% of the total, and Campania too from 1.4% to 8.3%. At national level, the average age of the deceased is 80 years old, while only 1.2% were under 50 and 97% had previous diseases. In summer, the average age of the victims had risen to 85 years old, but then it started to fall again. As I told you in a previous video, the air transport starts to take measures at COVID. Today, Italy welcomed the first COVID-tested flight from New York since the beginning of the pandemic. The 100 passengers of the Alitalia flight could embark in the US only with the certification of a very recent negative swab and could disembark this morning at Roma Fiumicino Airport doing another quick swab, a measure of scruple that avoids quarantine once they arrived in Italy. The flight landed at 8 a.m. The passengers who had just disembarked remained in line to register and do the antigenic swab, able to understand if you are potentially positive or not. 30 minutes of waiting and then all of them were free. No positive among the passengers. Welcome to Rome. Sometimes I like to talk to you about names that maybe are not known to you in America, but here in Italy are very popular. One of these names is Beghelli, the name of the founder of the company named after him, who invented a telerescue device designed for anyone in need of immediate help, which has become very famous. The Salva la Vita Beghelli, Salva la Vita means life-saving, a brand launched in the mid-80s and so popular that it has become synonymous with telerescue in Italy. Today, almost everyone uses the term iPad instead of tablet. Well, since the 80s in Italy, we say Beghelli instead of telesaving. 40 years after its invention, the Beghelli Telerescue is now connected to a smartphone. In these 40 years, Gian Pietro Beghelli, 75 years old, has never stopped innovating. Today he is market leader with the Sanifica Aria, in Italian means to sanitize the air, designed to neutralize viruses and bacteria present in the air of any room or closed space. From the beginning of the pandemic until May, the company stopped because factories and construction sites were closed. The Italian market for electrical equipment will close the year with a minus 10%, and for Beghelli, this sector is worth over 85% of revenues. But the company is reconverting because innovation comes from necessity. Thus was born the prototype of Sanifica Aria, of which the University of Modena Reggio Emilia has confirmed the 99% effectiveness in the destruction of the virus. If you allow me this time, I am particularly proud of this Italian innovation, because the product is made in the factory of Pieve Pelago, the small, beautiful town with only 2,000 inhabitants in the province of Modena in Emilia-Romagna, where my father was born almost 100 years ago and where every summer my family spends a week of vacation, where my heart is and where I hope as late as possible. I'll rest when I am no longer here. Today, the Italy of politics is fighting furiously between government and regions, within parliament, between government and opposition, on television, in the majority government, and even within the parties that support it, for the use of the money that will come from the European budget to restart after the economic shock given by the coronavirus. In Italy, to define a plan that should change the future, the government uses the words recovery and resilience. Europe has called it next generation. Words define things. Unfortunately, this is enough to describe how the Italian government is working on it. Italian politics, practically every piece of it, including the opposition, is made of people who do not want to think of a next country, because next would mean without them. And I wish that this would be the only problem. It's just a significant symbol of the problems. I'm sorry to have said these things. I'd be happier if I could tell only good things, but it would be a fiction, not reality, and these videos try to describe what happens, even if I don't like it at all. Moving from the ugly to the beautiful of Italy, a good news. Tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Coast Time on Rai Italia, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Coast Time on Rai Italia, the Italian television Rai channel visible also in the US, will be broadcast the event that yesterday took the place of the annual opening of the Teatro della Scala in Milan, which has always been one of the most important end-of-year events in Italy, which this year obviously could not be organized in presence. It is an exceptional show, which I advise you not to miss. It is entitled Arriveder le Stelle, which is the last verse of Dante Alighieri's Divine Comedy's Inferno, and means back to see the stars again. I don't want to spoil the surprise, I just want to tell you that it starts with a beautiful nocturnal tribute to Milan, the capital of Lombardy, the Italian region that has been most affected by the virus. And immediately afterwards there's a very, very moving version of the Italian anthem on stage singing the workers who normally at La Scala clean, do maintenance and take care of security. The orchestra is in the stalls where there is usually an audience. The professional singers are on the balconies at the top watching and listening. It is a celebration of Italy, from music to dance, from fashion to design, between past, present and future, a magnificent demonstration of art, beauty and culture, which together describe the best of Italy. Listen to my advice, don't miss it. And listen to my advice, please stay safe and stay healthy, protect yourself, take care of your families. I'll see you on Friday. My name is Umberto Mucci, this was We the Italian News. Ciao from Rome.